Tobi. I used to be a student here, graduated from the University of Nicosia, Cyprus, and yeah,
Thank you.
that's about me.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
What was your first impression when arriving to Cyprus?
So my first impression, don't forget, it was my first time in Europe as well. So my first impression when I got on the plane from Nigeria, I was expecting cold. So I had my most fluffiest jacket on. The plane was cold. I then got to Cyprus. I came down from the plane and it was very hot because I came around September. So it was very hot and I was like, shit, I was tricked. I thought I was still in Nigeria. Then I started seeing a lot of white folks and I'm like, okay, but still feels like Nigeria. But then that was the most cautious, the first thing that
Impression.
felt like, wow, it's hot here.
Was there something that surprised you or stayed with you from the early days?
I would say, okay, there was a time we had like this university trip, so it was a part of the orientation program, and I had to, with the university, go on a trip to Trodos or something like that. So it was an amazing trip. We went with the bus, and after we go back, I realized I didn't have my wallet with me, and I just came. I was still moving with a lot of cash, so I had like cash in my wallet and everything, and someone at some point was like, "Why don't you go to the university's lost and found?" I was like, I don't think I would find it, but okay, it wouldn't cost anything to go try. So I went, and eventually they called me after some days. I called my mom directly. I was like, you won't believe it, I lost my wallet, and I found it with everything intact. So back home, the case would have been different. It would have been very nice if you saw the wallet. That's a nice person feeling like, oh, you would have to go through a lot of hustle to get like IDs and all of that thing. But the cash, I don't know. So yeah, it was a huge cultural shock for me.
Yeah, wow.
I was like, Mom, you won't believe what. Yeah.
Who were the first people that you met and connected with here?
I met some girls at the uni. So basically it happened that they were afraid of cats, and I was just sitting alone. I didn't have any friends then. And they were like, can we come sit like next to you? And they sat next to me and they became one of my best friends for a period of time actually. We grew apart now, but we still hold those memories and those times dear to ourselves, so yeah.
How has learning or using Greek here shaped your life in Cyprus?
Before I came to Cyprus actually, I've been a huge fan of the Greek mythology in general, the language and everything. I have a dog back home named Zeus, for example. That's how committed I was. And I never knew I was going to come to a Greek-speaking place. So when I did come, it all felt like a blessing altogether, and a chance to also get to learn Greek and know the culture. So I met a lot of Greek friends. I took Greek 1 in the University of Nicosia. I tried as well again to take Greek 2, but mostly my learning process was more about interacting with a lot of Greek speakers, including Cyprus, both are both jumping up right now, the Greek dialect and the Cyprus dialect. But yeah, I try to communicate. And when people also see that, especially people I don't know, I'm meeting them for the first time, they see that I'm interested in the language, it's more open. It opens more to conversations and opens more to free flow when I interact with people. So I think it's a plus.
When you hear the word "oke ogene," what does it mean to you personally?
The word "oke ogene," it's derived from 2 tribal words. So I'm from the tribe called Urhobo in the southern part of Nigeria. And for the Urhobo language, "oke" means gift, "ogene" means God. And the both of them coming together makes the word "oke ogene," which is the gift of God. So when I hear the word the gift of God or "oke ogene," I can translate it, let's say, to myself, that I kind of believe, maybe it was a belief put in me by my mom, I don't know, but she sees me as a gift. I see myself as a gift to her, and I see myself as a gift to the world as well. And in different ways, I also see people express their own gifts inside of them. It always reminds me that we're all gifts, so yeah.
In what places or situations do you keep using your first language here in Cyprus, and how does it make you feel?
I mentioned earlier I'm from Urhobo, which is a southern part of Nigeria, and here I don't have a lot of Urhobo people here, so I tend not to have people to communicate with in my native language. However, in Nigeria we also have the common language or dialect called the Pidgin English, and this is commonly used by almost every Nigerian and other part of Nigeria as well, other part of Africa. And yeah, so I communicate with friends and Nigerians alike. I think speaking it here in Cyprus is one of the ways I feel closest to home, because I have been in Cyprus for 7 years. I only first went home last December, so until I got home for the first time, it was like a huge disconnection from home. So whenever I was with Africans or Nigerians and I would speak in this language, I was more free, I wouldn't say fluent, but it was a different feeling.
Yeah.
It was more
Totally.
home,
Yeah.
safe kind of feeling. So yeah.
Do you attend a place of worship here in Cyprus?
No, I would say no. I don't attend any churches in Cyprus. However, my faith journey, it's quite different. It's more like a personalized journey with the Christ and with knowing God and who God is. So it's more not seeking who would tell me about God, but seeking Him myself. So my worship place would be my private space where I study and tend to know Him.
How does this practice help you feel connected to others from similar cultural and religious background?
Okay, so I have a specific friend among other people that I know that are still like into the faith, and they still push the host fellowship. They try to meet with one another. But I have a specific friend that we both share time together where we hang out and we discuss about faith. We discuss about the Bible. We discuss about our encounters, our growth spiritually, and how this spiritual growth has also affected our physical experiences. And yeah, I think that's very important, because you tend to see someone that without actually studying together or being mentored by the same person still find the same truth. And I think that's quite important. Yeah.
Thank you. Do you notice any similarities between your culture and the Cypriot culture here?
The similarities I notice, I think it's more common around the older people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think there's this sense of community more with the older generation, let's say, than this particular generation. And that's something that's also very common in the Nigerian experience or in my cultural experience. That, for example, someone would be able to leave their doors open and just leave the house, you know? So I think that, well, a lot of things have changed over time anyway, so.
Like also in Nigeria, things have changed.
Yes.
And young people don't behave like this so much anymore. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. What do you think could be done to better support migrants' cultural integration in Cyprus?
There is a space called Cyprus shared by, at this point, a different number of people from different places. And in an attempt to grow and together, there have to be terms. And within this, for example, I would say sports, art, culture. I think there are a lot of things that could be done to integrate people, to make people also have a sense of purpose, goal, achievement, not just as a culture, but sharing this ambitions and these goals with other culture and with other people. So I used to be a footballer. I would say at some point I hoped I was playing professionally. So let's say if I was coming to Cyprus at a very early age and I felt like this was still a dream for me, I want to do this, I would be expecting, for example, this space, Cyprus, to be able to assist in sharing that vision. So, for example, there are loads of Africans that want to play football, but there are no leagues, dedicated to actually groom and then select the best out of the best. In terms of art, lately, thanks to Relate, we had this this festival or this cultural art thing for migrant artists, where we had the opportunity to display our art, and also had the opportunity to exhibit this art. That was very impressive, you know, and we need more of that in Cyprus to allow for a lot of gifted foreigners here in Cyprus to be able to showcase and not just being put in a box of stereotypes as to where they're from and expectations. It's something I don't want to go too deep with, but yeah, I think there are many ways we can work together and improve.